Hi guys, it's Raven Scry here today on this Thursday. Now I want to thank everyone who commented on the last crypto video with your response to Patreon. I feel the love and I feel the support. Thank you all very much. Now I'm feeling to give it a little bit more time until I fully follow through with launching a Patreon, but I thank you guys for your response. Now, today I'm going to check in with the third part, and this is going to be the final part of this Into the Bull Run little series of videos that I've done. So just quickly reflecting on last video, there was many comments and many of you thought XRP and Stellar seem to fit with what's been coming through, so that's interesting. As I connect to both of them, XRP, Stellar, there's more vibrance for me around Stellar. There's more light around connection with that. But that's not to say that I'm going to say it's definitely Stellar, but just to speak to that. So I'd just like to go through a few points of what I feel is important from what's come through from the last reading. Now, if you haven't seen the last video that I'll be speaking of, I'll post the link below, and so you can take a look to be a bit more present with what we're talking about here. Now, to me, the reference to the silver rails and the robot getting out of the carriage is quite significant. Also, the reference to Elon Musk and space age star references throughout the reading, and a payment system connected to dance in some way or movement. Now, for me, this paints a picture of something quite connected to a payment system, which feels like it's got quite a lot of strength and in connection with Elon Musk in some way, and AI in the use here also. Now, I also feel like there's this element of social token in there, which could also be to do with earning in some way, but also payment systems. Again, it's kind of rounding back to itself. I also feel the importance of timing being around financial collapse, banks and old systems came in quite strongly there. So I don't feel like we're there yet. I feel like the energy is very choppy. It's like in the way that it comes through to me is like I kind of view into the future, but there's all these holes, there's these spaces in between that aren't filled and are almost shimmering, and the realities and the way things are playing out on the timeline are like shimmering. So it's very unstable in the way it's coming through, and it doesn't feel like it's got a lot of strength here. So this is what is speaking to me the loudest out of the last reading and where we're up to here. Now, I feel as though they're speaking about a few different projects from the first video to the second, but I feel like we're kind of focusing more in to the second video at this stage. Now, before I connect to the next part of the information, I just want to quickly speak to the nature of this type of reading. Now, it's like I'm not reading a crypto for an outcome. I'm doing it in a very different way and opening it up to spirit to give bits of information that will be uniquely speaking to you all also. So it's not a direct, this is how it is going to be. Like some of you want, give me the answer of what it is, but this is not the idea of what I'm doing in this reading. Now, I feel as though we're moving toward painting a picture of what this crypto or these cryptos will be. But for those of you who just want direct answers, I don't know that you're on the right channel. So just to speak to that and to the art of divination, it can be somewhat abstract. Things are not always explained in linear, logical mindsets. And the more we surrender to that and realize that, the more answers will come to us, the more things will open up. Okay, so I'm going to connect and continue on with where we were at in the last reading. And I'm going to connect to Elon Musk and the reference to him and ask that Spirit gives me more about this project in connection to him and what he's doing here. So as I connect, I'm shown Elon Musk and I'm walking behind him. He's walking out onto a stage to talk with a large audience, and I'm standing behind him as he walks out. I can see this the blackness that he's looking out to from the stage. Now, as he stands on this stage, it's like he's looking out into the blackness, but it's stars. It's a night sky, and he has his hands up, like he's trying to reach for the stars or take a hold of something. Now, strangely, what comes to mind and parallels with this scene for me is a scene in The Great Gatsby, where Mr. Gatsby looks out into the night at a green light where he knows the love of his life is. It's like on the other shore where she lives. Now, to me, this brings up connection with his partner or a partner that he has. And now I'm seeing constellations and lines being drawn between the stars to make pictures in the cosmos. Now I asked to show me something to do with this project in connection with Elon Musk. And I'm being shown him dancing now with a partner. And, they're doing this kind of big dance, and she bends backwards, and I can see reference again to the color green, like a neon green. And now the connection feels as I'm connecting with it, it's very strong, this connection. Spirit's making me very aware of this being crucial in some way. This connection to the partner, just the strength of this, and they're emphasizing this. Now, I feel like this is a strong link in some way here, and it may not be how you'd think, but just to keep that in mind. And now I'm being taken to the jewelry around her neck, and it's glimmering. It looks like it's jade green in colour, this green colour again, and just this emphasis on partnership and connection. I'm now being shown his partner down the timeline, it feels like, or it's connected in a distant way, in a hospital bed. Now, I'm not sure why she's in a hospital bed, whether this is a positive thing, it could be birth, it could be problems with health, I don't know, but they're just referencing that. Now, this could be to do with timing again, and reference points to time. Now, I'm being shown him, Elon Musk, in a rowboat, in a different scene, and he's got black and white checkered clothing on, and it looks to be a hat on his head. I'm reminded of France or Europe in some way in connection here. And I'm feeling like Spirit, as we're doing this, it's like they're giving me these scenes, but then they're kind of pushing me back. So I'm feeling like this is all they're wanting to give around this today. And I also feel like this is to do with timing and the way, as I said in the start of the reading, how it's like I'm looking out on the timeline and there's these holes and gaps everywhere. It's like things are shimmering. And so it feels as though they're giving me these clues, or they're giving us these clues, but it's like it needs more time to mature is the way that this is coming through, or for certain bits of information to come into light more as we move along the timeline. Now, I also feel like this reference to dance and Elon's partner is very important in this. Now, clearly it could just be a partnership. It could be that simple, but it feels like there's more to it than that. And this green keeps coming up. Also, the connection to France or Europe, and the black and white checks in reference again, which makes me think of Stella, because of the bold black and white. Now, not to say that I'm saying that, just to keep that in mind, but I'm just talking through what's coming through as I go. So what I find interesting in this connection is the reference to dancing and the jewelry and payment systems. And I feel like this keeps coming up around Elon Musk. Now, I almost feel like there's been a video around a year ago speaking about payment systems, and there's this reference to this jewelry again with Elon Musk. So there's something in that. I'm not sure what it is, but it's just present there. So with all that said, I have been moving toward this reading this week, trying to kind of allow spirit in, to make connection, to give information around all of this. And it's been a struggle. It feels like how I've explained it, looking into the future with this kind of choppy energy, these gaps and these holes. So it's almost like they don't want to speak to the question of the next heightened bull run because it feels unclear is how it's come in. So, that was the question that we posed, but they're kind of, wavering about it. They're not wanting me to fully move into clarity with it. It feels like it just feels messy is how it's coming through. And really, I'm feeling like we haven't seen this kind of pull down that they speak of yet. Now, I know that, we have been kind of slowly edging up with Bitcoin and whatnot, but I'm still getting warnings from Spirit about this. So, of course, this is not financial advice, and you have to follow your own heart and intuition with what you feel, because these timelines can be changing quite rapidly, and this space is very hard to predict with time. But I am getting warning this morning. That rhymed. Warning this morning about collapse still, movement down, and whether that's still a little bit of movement up, but then to go down. Like I'm feeling like we're still going to see further down movement and drama is the way that it's feeling to me. So to speak of what's coming in the next bull run is possibly a little bit difficult, but I feel like they've given the clues that are needed for us all to have an idea of what that may be. And perhaps as the timeline moves along, it will become clearer. And by all means, if you have any things that you think or have come to mind around what's been shared or links to things, please pop them in the comments below, because it may be the clue that unlocks the whole thing and it's like, oh wow, it's this crypto. But otherwise, I'm going to leave these 3 videos with you and return at a later date where perhaps there's more clarity coming in from Spirit and they're not pushing me back. Because if you remember, at the start of doing these readings, I think the first one, the bull market number 1, they gave me almost a lecture on not yet, don't get in yet, because it's like warning, warning. So keeping that in mind throughout this whole thing is important. Okay, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Please feel free to pop comments below with anything that came to mind or anything you'd like to share. If you're enjoying these videos, please like and subscribe to support the channel. See you in the next video. Raven Scry signing off.